Without further delay, let me invite Satish Hedese, VP of AWS Support, to deliver the keynote. Satish.
Hello, everybody. Super excited to be at this meetup. As an introduction, I've been with AWS for close to 9+ years. I'm waiting for the red badge. We get red badge at the 10th year, and it's coming up pretty soon. I've been around in the industry for about 3 decades in various industries, doing various things. So super happy to talk about how we are, leveraging cloud operations to transform AWS support. So I'll focus my talk on that topic today. If we do a survey, let's do a poll here. If you have to pick one of these topics, what matters most? What keeps you awake at night? And what would you like to, pick the topic that that you would like. So let's do a quick poll here. A lot of people want to pick more than one, I'm sure. Okay, so let's see what the results are, what people picked. If you can tell me what's the most important thing for you. Okay. Jagan says uptime and availability. Mark's Gen AI. Somebody picked 2. Oh. There's 2. Availability and uptime. Peter. Okay, so we've heard various things from customers. Availability and uptime, of course, is at the top. Security always comes on top as well. And then generative AI comes very, very close for a lot of people, especially in this day and age, and where Gen AI is taking up a lot of airtime in every CXO meeting. Okay, so we'll talk about how these things are wrapped in support offerings today. A lot of you are enterprise customers, and we have a global support. We're one of the largest support organizations. We have follow the sun model. We have your TAMs and your account teams, SAs and account managers local to where you have most of your folks. And then the reactive support comes from the engineers that work on your cases. The proactive support is kind of front-ended by our TAMs on the field. And we bring specialists when we need help to dive deep into, let's say, Redshift or Gen AI or EKS or something like that. So this entitlement you have as enterprise support customers is how we are delivering these through various resources that we have. If you look at how we have evolved our support, as an enterprise customer, when you have a critical incident, we promise a first response within 15 minutes of you opening a case with us. It could be either a phone call or a chat, or you just email us. But we've heard from customers and realized that there are some that need more than that, especially in this industry where observability and monitoring becomes very, very critical. Downtimes are, it's very costly for the business. And so we set up this service where you could subscribe to it. This is workload specific. We would onboard it to this IDR, incident detection and response service, and we would get your application alarms. We would marry that with our infrastructure alarms, all those CloudWatch alerts, and then we would call your NOC or your super users and say if the problem is on our side, on AWS, or on your side. And if it is on our side, we would have the support engineers and the service teams already involved. If it is on your side, we would be on the bridge to help you restore the service. So this is something that has caught a lot of attention of customers. We already have many workloads onboarded. So we have a few automotive customers as well. And enhanced capabilities are, there is, I'll talk more about it, but, um, you know, the other thing is when customer-led engagements, you want to modernize, you want to migrate, you want to have some support for an event, then we have these enhanced capabilities that we offer now, in addition to the entitlements you have as an enterprise support customer. Talking more about the enhanced capabilities, like I said, if let's say you are getting ready to launch a project and you need help, have a partner or you are doing it on your own, and you need help with experts, and we have in support people who go in the depth into services. It could be RDS, it could be EKS, or any of those, and we would help you with your whether how you're trying to architect the whole thing, how you're trying to operationalize it, or it could be you've done that and now you want to launch and you need hypercare. You want folks to be available, make sure that the limits are all right, that the launch goes smooth. And in the last phase here is, you've done all of this and you want to optimize. You want to reduce your cost, or you want to improve performance, or you want to improve the resilience and availability. Ideally, would have taken care of that in the readiness phase, but there could always be an opportunity to optimize any of these, and we would bring experts for that as well. So this was launched as Countdown Premium offering, and now bundled with IDR and other capabilities, these enhanced capabilities, we are able to offer this for our customers. Some success stories of the customers who have used this. We had a leading automotive group. It's a EV charging subsidiary of a large automotive company that leveraged IDR. When about the EV charging, it is a network where you have to process the customers, who are there to charge their cars, including payments, and it's high visibility, and anything going wrong there in that network can be a significant inconvenience to customers and for our customers. So we had this workload onboarded, which provides enhanced monitoring and observability for the customer. We would have an incident management engineer within 5 minutes of an alert coming in, engaging with the customer, engaging with the services team on our end, and engaging with support, and making sure that we provide that kind of heightened support, if you will, for that particular workload. So these are workload specific, and you can pick and choose which ones you want to leverage this capability. And we've had more and more customers sign up for this. The other one is Toyota, and they use Connect, one of our services for their contact center, and for their support. So when folks call Toyota, this service kicks in, and they wanted that particular workload monitored and alerted for any issues. And the call handling time has been reduced by 20%. They are very large. You can imagine Toyota and the kind of scale that they were operating on. So very happy customers that we have that have given a lot of good feedback to enhance the product and the capabilities that we offer. But this is something that I would encourage all of you to go research more or ask your TAMs and essays about. So with that, we will have a testimonial or a case study from one of our customers. So I invite Manish Sinha, VP of Advanced Analytics and AI, and Neil, who is from our solution architecture team, to give you more about the Countdown Premium and how it has enabled Georgia Pacific's multi-site GenAI transformation. Thank you. We'll take some questions before we hand it off to Manish and Neil. Yeah, one last thing about cloud operations and how we are using. You can imagine at our scale, we are investing heavily in GenAI. There's a lot of agentic workflows that we are experimenting in where we want to bring, our approach here is eliminate, automate, and augment. Try to eliminate as many issues at the root as possible. What you can't, see if you can automate the resolution. And if it can't be fully automated, how can we help our builders or engineers resolve things faster? So how can you augment things? So this is our approach and mental model. And we are using a lot of agentic workflows that would bring context. For example, when you raise a case, how can we bring more context to the engineer so that there's less back and forth on the case, or when we have to request logs or ask a lot of questions. We are using GenAI to bring those context so that issue resolution can be faster. Security and compliance. How can we proactively advise customers on their vulnerabilities and opportunities to improve the security posture? We are trying to see how can we leverage technologies in this space to meet the customer where they are. Some are fine opening an email, some want to integrate on Slack. So meet the customer where they are and transform that experience that they have with support. So these are some of the very key things, and that we hear from customers also. The customers are trying to do the same thing. How can they leverage GenAI to provide better experience to their end users? And we are on a similar journey here, trying to transform the support experience using GenAI. With that, I know it was pretty. I will open up for questions from folks.
So if you have any questions, please raise hand. There is a raise hand button in the bottom. Please raise hands, and I think we can unmute you to ask the question. While you are on video, Manish, do you want to ask any question to Satish from AWS support standpoint?
No, definitely. It's a good tee-in. I'll ask the question of Satish just to kind of kick it off. If you can hear me.
Sure.
Georgia Pacific and Coke Industry is pretty big customer for Amazon, and we value your partnership. We'll speak about it a little bit. You mentioned something about agentic customer support, and it was one of the slides. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit more on it. What are you thinking? How would you help us support? I mean, obviously we have premium support with AWS, and we raise multiple tickets a day. So how do you think that'll work?
I'll give you a simple example of workflows that we kick off or that we are experimenting right now. Let's say you have an workload running on EMR, and you raise a case as a customer saying, "Hey, my EMR, the map reducer, the job is running slow," and before the case would be assigned to an engineer, as soon as the case comes, looking at the context, we want to draw as much information about it as possible. Like, okay, what does the workflow look like in terms of, what is the upstream, what is the downstream, what diagnostics are typically required to troubleshoot an EMR case. and make all of those logs available for the engineer to troubleshoot, so that when they're assigned the case, they already have a lot of information in addition to what the customer told them about the thing. If it is limit increases, saying, hey, we have a big large event and we want our ELBs to warmed up and increase the limits on our email campaign, those can be completely automated. So we would kick off the agentic workflow to say, hey, so this case came in, they want increased limits in SES. So let's go make it happen. And then no human needs to be involved. And it is automated, and then it is responded back to the customer. So a couple of examples. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what.
No, definitely. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Sure.
So we don't have any raise hand yet. So I think, yeah, a quick question to you, Satish. You have been on the road meeting customers, and what are you hearing from them? Like, what is the top priority, and what is their ask from AWS support? And if you could shed some light on that.
Yeah, so this on IDR and countdown premium questions are more about third-party alarms. We use these third-party tools. How do we integrate that with IDR? In terms of countdown premium, it's about hey, a lot of customers are on RDS upgrades or EKS upgrades and want to know how they can leverage our expertise in making that happen. The third large one, and one that is on the top of mind for most customers, is GenAI. They want to understand how AWS support is leveraging GenAI to improve customer experience, because they want to see if there is capabilities that they can exploit to provide similar or better experience for their end customers. So that's kind of the three segments that in terms of relevance for the topics here that I hear from customers.
Okay, thank you.